More by PSCAS, that she always has that, beautiful uplifting music coming your way. Let's bring you inside out now. Well, you're welcome to Inside Out. I told you earlier, we'll continue with our conversation on Galamsey. Look, the issue of Galamsey has been with us for many years. And I have seen a video gone viral over the weekend where there's a documentary and you find the late Professor Mills, who is a former president of the country, speaking about the effects of Galamsey. And that documentary captured the state of our water bodies. And so you find members of the NPP, for instance, making the argument that Galamsey didn't start today. Yes, we know Galamsey didn't start today. But Atta Mills, of blessed memory, didn't put his presidency on the line. No president has had to spend the amount of money that this government has used to fight Galamsey, of which, of course, we have not been successful. 300 million. And when the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, became president, he told us he's so worried about Galamsey, he's willing to fight it. And because of that, he's putting his presidency on the line. We were happy. The media was happy. CSOs were happy. And so we all gave the president so much support, because we wanted to see Galamsey end. Today, this is where we are. Our water bodies are depleting. The Ghana Water Company Limited is unable to produce the amount of water that ordinarily it would have produced, because our river bodies are so polluted by the activities of Galamsey. Last weekend, some members, whether politically motivated or not, decided to demonstrate, to drum home the point that we need to end Galamsey now. Why? Because doctors are warning us that we are getting cancers and strange diseases, even in children, because they are drinking water from polluted areas, because of all the mercury and stuff that are used by these Galamseyers that they used to pollute the river bodies. And you have seen videos of the river bodies. We don't have to tell you. You have seen them. They have become chocolate. They have become, tea for some people, what the color looks like. You check a crossboard with a pra, brim, and whatnot. It's there for us all to see. And so the president, through the minister for the sector, a couple of weeks ago, said that they were taking the fight to the regional ministers and the locals to help us win the fight against Galamsey. But just over the weekend, the NPP had an event in the Ashanti region. A member of the party, Dr. Amihere, who is actually a medical doctor. He's not just a politician. He's a medical doctor. Listen to what he had to say.
Number one, because he wants us to what? Win. The voice of people is a what? The voice of what? God. Okasa Efayemu. And the research that was done as of last week shows that Yetu Abba, we are gaining 18 seats. The national TVs that are here, I am telling you, say Yetu Abba, at the end of August, the NPP was winning 80 more seats. And the NDC paying for our parliament. We are talking all the time. They are well. And until now, I won't cry. Nobody confusion. Bana man for yen trouble. Oh yeah, Oma Shadati cry, and a omo confuse Obia, oh yeah, Galamsey, I will swoon to Galamsey. Small scale mining, community mining, and Galamsey, no, and you're different for Togo for Burkina before na last month, and this if we are for Modiabegu or Fin or Da. But we are going after them. Me say, the operation we have started this week in the Middle Belt. Because the Ensaka no say Obegwaya Mayenya Nkroful no. And you know the Enfa no Mabonte. Ye kasa onte. Kwabrani who say we are winning the seats in the mining areas. So they decided to go and import foreigners. No one know buy and no man can jump say munko in real no namunko to go do or say munko so no namunko to. Namurefi muhana the whole year. Is so I a problem da. Enya one man here na started. Eye obina opese anka omo ye nanka ye di speed. Nanka ya caught nanka ya stop it Galamsey for nanka ya lose your seat. Yes stop you omo na. Yes stop you omo china. Because there's a difference between mining in the forest as a small scale or community scale, community mining, and there's a difference between mining in the river bodies. Amodia will stop them. Obibia or mining work in some no oye nipa bonini. Yakupo also be triamka. Anyone see phone in every triamka. There's a mode a fee. Moko na mututu aboa ne ho NDC for na mode aba be kire say aboa ba enie.
Well, so that is Dr. Ayu Efriye. There, I know that you've listened to him. Make your own conclusions about all the things that you have heard him say. But the NPP says that John Dramani Mahama tried to sabotage their fight against Galamsey. What did John Dramani Mahama say? Let's listen.
Omo amochi omo Galamsey no omo atu omumu yebema omo amnesty no omo asaba
na kasa ase no ma obia ezi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land letitie obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no ensi say ya wo ho e be mam because no one better akwat na ho say the be ya yemi anu mo bre e omo ya dwuma te kakra mutu be nya sa ase ni bi nanso yasa ati wa se wa ma a obeka akọ now so dia ba be adwuma now so do krom no nko for side dem edi hie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a John Dramani Mahama etu direct Anton Obi ono ana John Dramani Mahama suma ne John Dramani Mahama suma ne so me kan see no e Ghana for dia e kwa papa bi obefa so na odi bia ye bi na ne ho akọ no bia no befa so aye dey waye ama die e wo mu details die papa ebe kire mu ehye ya o mampani John Dramani Mahama ahye a wode ba be ma ho aye dey atom na ontu adwuma na mo dem ba ba ho ban ontu aye sika ama ontu dia ye adwuma se na Galamsey e ko so pa NDC keso deni anu ma ko e ton ye ma fra so ton ye ma na ye ton na aje u ko do ma ko ayi ko na ye Galamsey wo so be do ni abuse stop e to aba wi a mo be se sa vanguard ni mukuna ye ye nsina se e ma ba we me bu e ma tie enti no mo ye adwuma ne pe se be wasi mu na mo time mo fere mabusu busuafo na mu make sure say aba no nyina kokoma John Dramani Mahama na de wo mu ni yenim say nyame bo amande na eko aba no ye ne mu sai ko na eko be kata yenim say bi mu be ko srem ebi mu be ko be bebre so mu ko so ebi su be to aba wa ya nti na ne ka say aka by Friday omu breaki mu na obi antimi enya pepeye no ntimi antimi ko na busuafo na mande ni duru a nyina ye de ko to aba ye to aba ni wie enye say ye ko ye bet na wo ama wo bo aba na wie na ye Galamsey ko ye make sure say aba na ya to ma na yi Mahama no yetumi akan na Mahama ye de di ntimi na ye aba ni wie on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye ba.
Right, so you saw also John Dramani Mahama in 2020 and some executives of the NDC telling the people that they will allow them to mine, and John Mahama saying that he will grant amnesty to those who are being arrested. This is prior to the 2020 elections, and it is based on this that the NPP say that John Dramani Mahama and the NDC sabotaged their fight against Galamsey, and they will tell you that they lost in mining areas because the president said he was putting his presidency on the line and he had banned mining in those areas. Remember, mining was banned for some time, but did it yield any results? Yeah, for a very short time, and then this is exactly where we are. Let's also listen to the General Secretary, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustapha Gbande, speaking on Galamsey.
Na NDC December 7th yetu abano ama omanpeli John Dramani Mahama ebe ye president ejuma no wo ba koso aye before and I want back now and we want to cover China for and we want to do what we do ensure so and we want to say ensure and this will be cast yeah my blue and I want to say ensure someone can say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia called China and of course let's come and only China for no back and woman transfer machine the ama woman and a woman to go and will show the so and this is a yaba pump China for the yaba pump China for the NDC yeah my quiet and two a good year no I will show the so I know the yes, so na yes, so chira. Ayezu. Oje bring someone bibi. I feel we are back to honor. Oh yeah, NDC.
Right, so that's Mustapha Gbande. He's Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. So, you know what? Decide for yourselves what it is you want to do come December 7. Because you have heard the NPP and you have heard the NDC. Are we going to win this fight against Galamsey? Well, I don't know. I also do not want to throw my hands in despair, because guess what? When it boils down, it's going to affect you and I. The devastating effects of Galamsey knows no political colors. The sad thing, though, is that if we ever get to the point of having to import water, you and I will be badly affected, because you will not be able to import water. I will not be able to import water. But the politicians will leave you and they will import water. And they will travel out of the country to go and seek medical care. When their family members are unwell, they will take them out of the country, and it will be left with you and I. So when you decide to play politics with the issue of Galamsey, you need to think hard and know that whatever it is, if it gets to a certain point, you and I will not escape it. And that'll be it for Inside Out. Right, so coming up now is Inside Out, but I'm joined here by, oh, did I say Inside Out? Caught today with Mutala Inusa. So he looked at me like, Inside Out. Mutala, how was your weekend?
Yeah, the weekend was great, but short.
Short?
Yes.
Do you want to hear about mine?
Tell us. Tell us. Tell us.
I've had only 2 hours of sleep.
What happened?
Because last night I was at Daddy Lumba's concert.
Oh, okay.
Birthday
so
concert.
that one you enjoyed, isn't it?
Well,
so that one we could say that's a whole day for you.
It wasn't the whole day. It was in the evening.
But when you equate to the excitement that you have.
Oh, it was a whole day. It was yes. I had a blast.
But I noticed your exceptional love for Daddy Lumba.
Yes, you're very right.
Yesterday was the birthday, right? Was it
yes,
Saturday?
Yesterday was his birthday.
Absolutely.
No, it was Sunday. His 60th birthday.
Okay.
And, celebrating a man like Daddy Lumba. I say it everywhere that Daddy Lumba is the best. He's the best musician Ghana has ever had. And I saw a post on Twitter yesterday when I wished him a happy birthday that, if whites could understand our language, they would know the kind of music that Daddy Lumba does. Well, so good morning to you, Daddy Lumba, and good morning to all the Daddy Lumba fans across the globe. You celebrated a legend yesterday, and for that, we are all, we were together. The DL fan club.
I saw some pictures of you with Daddy Lumba sometimes back, and then fresh ones also.
Yeah. We do this every year. We do this every year. God willing, next year we will do it again when it's 61.
61. Okay.
Yes. So
is he
happy
retiring in Ghana when you are 60? You
not at all. He's not retiring. In fact, he has a song coming out.
Oh, really?
Yes. And you guys don't want to miss it. So wait on it. Do you even listen to Daddy Lumba?
Oh, I do.
Which of his songs do you like?
Don't take me there, but I do enjoy a lot of.
Anyway, let's have some serious conversations.
Absolutely.
Now. Not to say that Lumba isn't serious, but let's go to the court. Right. So, Mutala, what's happening? What happened on Friday?
So, we're still talking about the protesters. The issue about the fact that, as we speak, all those who have been arrested are in lawful custody, both at some in Serwaa prisons and other at the police cells. So, on Friday, we have been seeking some responses and other of a sort and all that. But before, the whole week, we are talking about the judiciary, GHOne at 50 celebration. And this week, we'll tell you more, all the talking point in relation to this very celebration, especially so also this week, we'll virtually end the vacation excitement, the holidays for the judiciary and all those who play roles in that. So, as you can see on your screen, those are some of the award sections that took place in the during the GHOne. So, Mr. Enusi, the founder of GHOne, being awarded there, and then Samuel Afoseosu, president of GHOne, also receiving an award at this particular function. And so a whole lot of people, Samson Ladi Anyeni also took some award over there. And so you notice that this very celebration brought to the fore a lot of things, the history about GHOne, the history that you need to know. And in fact, there were some strong talking points all over in relation to this very ceremony that was held. So if you could see clearly on your shows, those are some of the awards that were being received. Award session, in fact, I also took mine there. And so some of the former president Alex Nate, all of them also took some award in relation to this very celebration, which was held at UCC. But also, The president of GHOne, Samuel Afuteotu, has a message for the people, and let's hear from the president of GHOne.
Another significant achievement is the Vanguard Assurance Funeral Booster Policy. We all know the emotional and financial strain that comes with the loss of our loved one. This policy was introduced to offer financial assistance during those trying times, ensuring that our members can give their departed loved ones the dignified farewell they deserve without the added burden of financial distress. These initiatives are more than just policies. They are manifestations of our commitment to the welfare of our members. They are tangible proof that GHOne stand by each member not only in their professional lives but also in their personal challenges. However, while we celebrate the achievement of GHOne, we are also mindful of the future. GHOne is committed to continuing its legacy of innovation and advocacy. One of our key future projects is the construction of GHOne offices across all regional capitals. These initiatives aim to bring our services closer to our members, reducing the need for long and costly journey to Accra. In fact, a staff can be invited from Wa, Tumu, Garu to Accra. The staff have to travel night just because it doesn't have a place to stay in Accra. So this has become our challenge, coming for interviews, promotions, or anytime they are called upon. So it's one of our priorities that we will make sure that burden will be taken away.
Okay, so yeah, that's who, the president.
The president of the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana, Mr. Samuel Afuteotu, giving us some perspective there in relation to the anniversary that they have celebrated. But the Chief Justice, Gertrude Saki-Takunu, has also been speaking, and one of the things that she's saying is that, look, the law is the law, and the law must be applied the way it is. So the virus of politicians, the virus that people want to politicize the judiciary, when you come, this is the message that she has for you.
We hear of countries that attract high foreign investment and where citizens are paid highly. Some of these countries have similar histories to Ghana. What is the difference between us and them? It's not because their electoral processes are so excellent. The difference is discipline, integrity, and competence in the public service, especially in their justice and other regulatory systems. This is a simple secret, and this is the key to prosperous economies. I can assure you, if we as judicial service decide, I know that there's some strange virus in the air where everything is politicized. But we are an independent arm of government. And I have come to ask you, let us decide to be excellent. Let us decide to do our work with competence, conscientiousness, integrity, and independence. And you will see investors in our country, and you will see the reflection in your own pay. I know that virus wants to rope judges into their political conversations. Poor me, I'm sitting somewhere. Everything I do is supposed to be in a political direction. I guess it goes with the territory. The important thing is when a case comes, I will deal with it according to law. The courts are supposed to work according to law and nothing else. And if some people think that because the law, I don't know, they don't understand the law, they don't understand anything, well, I don't know. If they think they need to say things about judges, we are used to sitting every day, you know, as a judge, every day you annoy at least 20 people.
Right, so that's the Chief Justice,
yes,
right?
Gertrude Saki Takono, having a strong message. You know, we are in an election year, and so there certainly will be some election dispute, and people want to, when there are cases at the court, sometimes out there, a lot of talking points. People want to relate it to one political party or the other. The CJ is saying that, look, that virus that people want to politicize the judiciary, let it not happen, because when you come, she's going to deal with the situation according to law. So she is urging all the staff to join her and be able to achieve this. So in the course of the week, we'll tell you more about this in the CJ's worry about how land litigation issues about land is affecting investor confidence and other stuff, and also be telling you from the Judicial perspective their conditions of service, what they want the CJ and the leadership to do for the staff, so that together they will be able to win for all of them. But you talked to me about, you were asking me about the Democracy Hub incident. Yes, yeah. What happened on Friday. So one of the things that happened today, it is likely that this week we'll see the lawyers ask. You notice that they tell us that they were going to appeal or going to the High Court to repeat the bail applications for their client. It is likely that this week we should say something like that. But on Friday, we've been speaking to the Deputy Attorney General, Dinah Asonaba Dapa, in relation to this whole matter, the controversies and all that. And let's hear from her what she has been saying.
We can only prosecute based on the evidence that we have. But if people have additional evidence that indicate that beyond the 54 other people also committed offense, we are very happy to receive those evidence. But you cannot just go to court for purpose of going to court. Now, the converse to it is that it should be to the benefit of those who are claiming that people have merely been targeted without evidence. You know what that means? It means that they'll be acquitted. It means that our prosecution will not stand. And so, based on the evidence available to us, we have the reasonable opinion that those persons have been rightfully arrested and prosecutions have rightfully been commenced against them. Right. If people feel that they were targeted and there were more, we are happy to receive that information from the general public. And of course, if people also feel that they've merely been targeted for targeting's sake, then the response to that is that then that inures to the benefits of, a possible acquittal of those persons. But until the court makes that determination, I think it's premature, and it is a flawed assertion to make that these persons have been targeted. Okay.
We have one last.
So,
Dinah Asonaba Dapa, one of the two deputies of the Attorney General. So on Friday, she has been speaking in relation to this matter. So this week, we should expect more reaction. We should expect more. I understand that there is a demonstration that is certainly will come out because they protested. Now, it's likely to come up. So the organizers are meeting the police to see the modalities to be able to employ in this whole matter. So like I said, we should see some action at the High Court, especially in relation to how the lawyers intend to challenge or appeal against the ruling, the denial of bail at the High Court. So we'll follow up closely. And like I said, this whole week, you know that within the judicial setting, the lawyers have had their conference. There was a judicial debate. There was a JUSAC at 50 celebration. And this week, the Association of Magistrates and Judges will be meeting. And that certainly will end the whole vacation, where they will also plan for the new legal year. So in the course of the week, we'll see that. But Serwaa, on Friday, I was telling you about this, where a dismissed soldier and a dismissed police officer and one civilian were hot.
What happened?
For robbery. They were involved in the robbery. They robbed a woman with money. They were arrested. They pleaded not guilty, and they were arraigned. After full trial, guess what? They were found guilty. 2 counts: conspiracy to rob and robbery. The court found them guilty on both counts, and each of them was sentenced to 30 years. You know, the punishment for robbery, the minimum is 15 years. So infinity. So the court, if the court can decide to give you 100 years, 200 years, 500 years for robbery. But they were lucky, if you ask me. So the court gave them 30 years each on both counts. So each of the three is 60, 60, 60. So that is 180 years in prison, right? But the court, presided over by her Anna Mrs. Evelyn Asamoah, indicated that they are supposed to serve the punishment concurrently. So it means that they will serve one of the two punishments. So each of them, instead of 60 years, will serve 30 years. So the three will share 90 years in prison. And the same set, Serwaa, guess what? They were also involved in another robbery case. And in respect of that, each of them was sentenced to 35 years in prison. So if you add all of them together, 90 plus 105, then we are having over 200 years for these three accused persons. So that's all we have for court today.
Thank you very much, Mutala Inusa there. And that's it for court today. Stay with us. After the break, we'll get into the conversation. This is GH Today.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the track and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with this EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
Back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's quickly run you through the newspapers. Guide newspaper. Vote NPP for continued education progress. That's according to the Minister for Education, Yao Educhum Osei. Otumfo questions NDC over Menchia snap. And BOG reduces policy rate. And GJA president commends police over professionalism. Bawumia leads in 11 regions according to a survey. The Daily Graphic, next, at the 28th GHOne Awards, promote nation's peace. President Nkroful charges media. And eliminating child malaria, the Ghana Health Service rolls out new vaccines in 136 districts. Elite Minerals lease was in 2012 and not in Forest Reserve. Ministry refutes allegation. And that's it for the Daily Graphic. The Daily Dispatch. There's a new poll for December 7 elections. No first round win. Bawumia gets 49.4%, needs 1% more, and Mahama gets 45.1%, needs 5% more. This is according to a poll or a survey company called Outcomes International. Okay, don't forget, it's an opinion poll. And so by 10th December, we will all know whether these polls are correct or not. But as it stands, there are two polls that have suggested that this election is going to get into a runoff. Kandapa denies all allegations against him, and full statement by police on the Democracy Hub demonstrations is there. Democracy Hub protest was political. This is according to Gideon Bracco, his spokesperson for the vice president and also parliamentary candidate hopeful for Tano North constituency. Okay. The new crusading guide, Bawumia leads Mahama in latest polls by Outcome International. And that's it for the newspapers. Let's now do the breakfast review. Right, this morning on the breakfast review, I'm joined by Ade Koka. He's former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC. Mr. Koka, good morning.
Good morning.
And George AEC is Director of Communications for NADMO and a member of the NPP's communications team. Good morning, George. Good to see both of you. All right, so let's, of course, start with our fight against Galamsey because it's the most trending issue now. On Saturday, the Ghana Journalism Awards took place. The president of the association spoke very passionately about Galamsey. If we have that video, can we play it? Okay. So we will get that video for you. Many people, many journalists who won awards decided to come to the stage and not utter a word, but hold placards that had the inscription "End Galamsey Now." And when it was the time for the president to speak, many, including myself, were hoping that the president was going to say something about our fight against Galamsey and where we are as a nation, and even if we're lucky, say something about the protesters, the arrest, and their subsequent denial of bail. But the president, in a rather shocking, manner, didn't utter a word about Galamsey. Rather, he charged the media to promote peace as we go into the December elections. Our fight against Galamsey, are we ever going to win it? At least before this administration is over. And I ask that question because over the weekend, the NPP, I beg your pardon, also held a program in the Ashanti region. The Member of Parliament for Efijasi, who is also a doctor, Dr. Amihere, made certain pronouncements. We have also seen and heard the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbandi, also say that they are not going to stop illegal mining, or they are not going to stop the people from mining. Are we going to win the fight against Galamsey, or it has become a matter of political promise where, depending on where you go, you say what makes them happy because you know they're going to vote for you? I'm going to start with you, George, on this one, because the NDC say, you say, that you were making headway with the fight against Galamsey until the NDC decided to sabotage it. But before you get on, let's listen to the GJA president very quickly.
I want to commend the Ghana Police Service for exhibiting a high level of professionalism and restraint during that recent 3-day protest against Galamsey by some citizens of this country. We note some excesses and provocations that occurred during the demonstration, and the GJA condemned these excesses in no uncertain terms. We also believe that remanding the protesters for 2 weeks is too extreme and does not send positive signals when it comes to protecting human rights. And does not send positive signals when it comes to protecting human rights. Our Constitution mandates us to protect the human rights of citizens in this country. And as the president, I will lead that charge. As a result, we add our voice to calls on the government, police, and the judiciary to take steps to release the protesters immediately.
Well, not exactly what I was looking for, but I mean, these protesters protested because they were fighting or asking the government to do something about our fight against Galamsey. George.
Yeah, thank you, Serwaa.
Have we lost the fight?
Good morning to you. Good morning to Chairman, and good morning to our viewers. Good morning to the leader, flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for his positive, bold solutions message to the Ghanaian people. We are very upbeat and optimistic that this election is going to be a decisive one, and Ghanaians will vote Dr. Bawumia to lead the nation from 2025, inshallah. The fight, you see, Serwaa, sometimes the approach by all of us, when we started this Galamsey fight, it was a united cause, solid. Ken Ashigbe and his team, the Media Foundation, the Ghana Journalists Association, every Ghanaian, was solidly behind the president to lead the charge. We got Galamstop 1, Galamstop 2, Operation Vanguards and all that to wade in. So unfortunately, we faced challenges. We knew that it was going to be a very difficult fight, but we persisted anyway. Going into 2020 election, we saw that it was not a collective united fight, because it cannot be a fight for only one political party, albeit being in government or whatever. All of us should be united behind it. And so when it got difficult, the media decided to go to sleep, and left the government on its feet with the challenges therein. And we know, whether we like it or not, there's a political price to pay for the steps we were taking. And actually, we did pay the price. Any survey will tell you that most of the mining areas happen to be the stronghold of the MPP. So I remember, I've said it here before and I'll reiterate it today. When I was contesting to becoming the Central Regional Secretary of the MPP, when I got to the mining areas, that year, 2018, was the year we had banned small-scale mining. And many people have that as their mainstay. Their livelihood is centered around mining, small-scale mining within those enclaves and communities. The questions they were asking me centered on, my thoughts on the ban and what I was going to do if I won the election as the regional secretary to ensure the lifting of the ban and co. So it told me that these is a critical thing, and we cannot fight it without the involvement and inclusion of the people within the mining communities. And so this government had at a point to pause and review the fight. Is it proper to continue the aggressive way we're fighting it? Have we resolved as a nation to prescribe mining completely, especially small-scale mining? Okay, illegal mining is Galamsey, that's different. That one, nobody supports it. But small-scale mining, legitimate mining, which is licensed, are we going to go on? If we do, how are we going to decipher that from the illegal mining and be able to protect our water bodies and forest reserves? That should be a collective issue. So if a party that is also a major stakeholder in the national discourse is going to the pits and telling the people that we are going to allow you to continue with the illegal minings and co. And we continue to, go abrasive the way we did. And the results showed in 2020 that indeed we lost a chunk. The president did say that over 10%. We lost some very strategic seats, including the Prestia Huni Valley. We nearly lost the Takwan seats. These are our traditional strongholds and co. But because of the mining issues, these are the issues that happen. So it's as a people, we have to make a decision. I have some small data here, which maybe if we look, Ghana's mining industry. Mining in Ghana dates back to colonial era, we know that. Mining remains a key backbone of Ghana's economy, contributing a share of 8.1% of our GDP as of 2023, from 7.7% in 2022. Again, total mineral merchandise exports stands at an average of 40% of the total exports as of 2022. Currently stands at an all-time high of 47% as of 2023, Chamber of Mines data. Gold accounts for over 90% of total mineral exports, with small-scale mining accounting for an average of 40%. So what I'm driving at is we have about 1 million people in the small-scale mining sector alone. The big mining conglomerate and co employ about 13,000 Ghanaians in that sector, even though they bring in over 55% to 60% of the minerals that we export from this country. What is the way forward? We have agreed that the water bodies must be protected. We got the drones and all that. We have now, after all the fight, established a community mining scheme, which includes the chiefs and the district assembly, and of course the people, the youth within that area who are involved in mining. So we want to encourage responsible mining. That is where we have reached. Unfortunately, the water bodies are still having challenges. And as Dr. Friye said, I've heard a small-scale miner accusing a political party that he didn't name that they are deliberately getting people to mine in the water bodies. I just heard him. Whether he has facts to support that is another matter. And Dr. Friye also reiterated that when he spoke last time. Okay, so I'm minded to say what is happening. A deliberate policy to mine. And he again raised the issue that about in recent times, or the whole conversation began again when Ghana Water raised the hue and cry, which is legitimate. You get it. So what is the issue? Is because we are getting into elections, so people think it should be on the front burner, and then we get to move, and then there's disaffection for the governing party and co. What we going to say as a people is that so? Is it okay then for him to say that he's not going to stop them? You're not going to stop them from mining? No, small scale mining. No, small scale mining. You know, there's the call that we should prescribe small scale mining. Let's listen to Dr. Amihere again. In 2018, I want us to listen to him again. I have the data for 2018. Don't worry. Let's listen to Dr. Amihere again.
Yankopa, what's Eddie Yako to him for number one? Because he wants us to what? Win. voice of people is the what? The voice of what? God. Okasa efayemu. And the research that was done as of last week shows that Yetu Aba, we are gaining 18 seats. The national TVs that are here, I am telling you, say Yetu Aba, at the end of August, the MPP was winning 80 more seats. And the NDC paying for our parliament. We are talking all the time. They are well. And until now, I won't cry. Nobody confusion. Bana man for yentu aba. Omo ya dia. Omo shada take cry. And omo confuse obia. Oye Galamsey. I will sue to Galamsey. Small scale mining, community mining, and find Galamsey, no. And you're different for Togo phone Burkina before na last month, NDC for Kofa or Modiabegu or Fin or Da. Bra. But we are going after them. Me say, the operation we have started this week in the Middle Belt. Because the Ensaka no say Obeboya Mayenya or Nkroful no. And you know the Enfano Mabonte. Ye Kasa Onte. Kwabrani who say we are winning the seats in the mining areas. So they decided to go and import foreigners. No one know buy and no man can chop say munko in real no namunko to go do or say munko so no namunko to. Namurefi muhana the whole year. In so I a problem da. Enya one mention I started. Eye obina opese anka omo ye nanka ye di speed nanka ya court nanka ya stop Galamsey for nanka ya lose your seat. Yes stop you omo na. Yes stop you omo china. Because there's a difference between mining.
Right, so that's Dr. Amihere there. He's also a medical doctor, actually. He's a member of Parliament for Ifujase. You heard him?
Yeah.
He said we won't stop Galamsey today, we won't stop it tomorrow.
But he deciphered between what's small-scale mining
Galamsey is Galamsey.
Which people refer to as, some people in some communities refer to as Galamsey. And then the illegal aspect. But Galamsey itself, if you've been in the mining area, is supposed to be illegal mining. But all the people, once you say Galamsey, it's mining activity that you're talking about. Especially
are you sure? We don't know what illegal mining is.
We do, but
so the people he was talking to, the MPP members don't know the difference between
the balance in the communities. Okay, even if you're a small scale miner, they see you as a Galamseyer. Okay, if you go to Takwa, if you go to Dunkwa, Dentra area and co, if you talk Galamsey, they think it's mining, small scale, but we understand it to be illegal mining. And that is what he's saying. And he's saying there's a deliberate. In fact, he even mentioned the political party that he says is imported Burkinabes and Togolese to come mine in there for political expediency. He hasn't adduced any evidence to that effect, so I'm not going to go on that tangent. Whatever it is a canker to all of us. How are we going to deal with it? Are we going to proscribe mining completely? So in 2018, we prescribed small-scale mining. We suspended all that activity. Look at it. Small-scale mining contributed 43%. That's 2.1 million ounces. Okay, total gold production in 2018. Listen to 2022, and in 2022, 17.6%. But 2018, we had banned mining. What accounted for that rise in gold purchase that year? It tells you, the approach and co. Maybe there was something that wasn't right about it, and the argument had been that the people leading the Galamsey and co. were involved in clandestine activity with the miners and all that. Okay, so this gold export tells me that look, something didn't go right on the approach, and when we stopped it and we lifted the ban, 2022 rather, where the fight was still going on anyway, but there was no ban, about 17.6%. So we need to look at the approach, a collective national approach, a bipartisan approach that we will use to tackle these matters. It's not that when you are going, then somebody is scattering it behind you. It's not going to augur well. We are political parties. We have the interest of our party at heart, and then we have the interest of the nation at heart. Whatever fight we are pursuing is for the collective good of the people of this country, okay? And so whatever decision we take must be collective and must be in the interest of the people. Do we want the mining sector to halt? Because I had organized labor has given some ultimatum, and today is going to be the last day. Those in the mining arena, are they also part of labor? Okay, do they have the right to do responsible mining? As a nation, are we going to allow that to go on? We have all agreed that there shouldn't be mining in the water bodies, okay? And so that is what we need to strictly enforce. And I understand there's a committee, interministerial committee, second phase that is being set up to look at that. So we need to look at that. And the forest reserves, okay? People have said, Takwa, if you went to Takwa, Serwaa, you know, there were places where they've done the mining, the responsible gold fields and others. They were once upon a time forest reserves. Today, they are bare lands. Okay? They are bare lands. So if the nation decides that we are giving these forests for mining, that's why people, the butterfly groups and co, were angry with the Tiwa forest being considered as a possible place for mining, because there are a lot of species there which are protected. So as a people, we need to look at that and then have a collective approach to the fight. Last one, Serwaa.
You talk about the fact that an interministerial committee has been set up.
Yes.
Who are the members on the committee?
I know the Interior Ministry is there, the Lands Ministry is there, I think the Environment Ministry is there, Defense Ministry is there, and it's left with the last one. Okay,
but so all of these ministers have been there.
Yes.
And I mean, as a Ghanaian, I would like to know what we did wrong, for which reason we couldn't achieve or be successful with the fight, especially after spending the amount of money that we used, you know, in fighting Galamsey, and not getting any results, not knowing why we didn't win the fight, and they're just telling us that we are setting up another interministerial committee. Remember, many committees have been set up in the bid to fight Galamsey. What makes this one different?
Oh no, we still, you see, the first one I spoke about the Galamsey approach, and you know, once upon a time we even heard that some military officers prefer being posted to Galamsey operations than going to Lebanon. Okay, peacekeeping missions. Why so? Okay, and the president was trusting and depending on these themes to, you know, push the frontiers of the fight. So we succeed together. We were not under the illusion that we're going to win just one day. No. It's going to be a continuous fight. In South Africa, they call them Zama Zama. Okay? And it is there. They have challenges. Where there are minerals, there will be, you know, people who will try to illegally mine. But the issue is that the water bodies protection and then the forest reserve protection is what we need to do. But that is what gave us the difficult challenge in the first, second phases of the fight. This time, we've set them up to see their focus is mainly going to be in the protection of the water bodies at the forest reserve, so that our water bodies can be safe for us. That is what approach they are adopting. But as to the general ban on small-scale mining and co, I think, as Afriye said, I don't think it's going to happen that we will ban like we did in 2018. That no, we know small-scale mine. That's why we've had the community mining groups. The chiefs are there, the district chief executives are there, the young people in the community, they own it and they are part of it. That is their livelihood. So the reason why mostly we've had those challenges in fighting them, when the soldiers get into the community, the people alert. There are people standing somewhere monitoring. Once they get in, the people alert the people on the field that the soldiers are in. In fact, in some cases, people from within the security services give their alarm that they are in town. You get it? And so the people then run away. All of them disappear. And then you go there, you won't get anybody to arrest. Those who have been arrested and prosecuted successfully and in prison, we've been given assurance by the main opposition leader that he's going to release them, grant them amnesty. Okay? And if you go to mining sites and tell people when you come, you give them their running mate. Recently, Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman also said it, apart from the Mustafa Bandi. She said they're going to allow Galamsey to go on. You get it? So it's going to be a difficult fight and challenge, and it's been so because there's no unity and collective harmony in the approach to fighting the mining menace, the illegal mining menace. So until we come together to push that frontier, it's going to be challenging. Last one, as I was going to say, with the Stop Galamsey, the Democracy Hub groups. Well, are you, Dr. Afri, you said, you know, they should come to the mining areas to do this thing. And I thought that people didn't have the interest of the Ghanaian at heart when they were doing what they were doing. They were completely hoodlums, okay? Hooliganic activities there. Somebody told somebody who was sick coming for medical attention at 37, and this is the person who says he's fighting.
Someone said that. I haven't seen.
Yes, I have it here.
That's Uwanaide.
Yes, also Uwanaide. The person access to the hospital, they had blocked everywhere, and the man was telling them, "Give way, let's send the person. He's dying." Say, "Oh, when he dies, what do we lose as a people?" And this person says he's fighting for our welfare, protect water bodies. Do you think he's sincere about it? It's unfortunate, their conduct and co there. I'm not happy that a protester will be arrested and co, but the conduct of them, and especially their leader, Lawyer Vomao, what he did, picking police and running and throwing it away, what was that for? Okay? So please, if you are fighting, NDC had a national demonstration, all the 16 regional capitals concurrently. Did you hear anybody causing any trouble? No. Okay, 16 regional capitals concurrently. There was peace. For 78
if that's the case, why then do you say that the Democracy Hub protest, the protest
they went there to
was politically motivated?
They went there to misbehave. No, because of Vomao. People know Vomao who he is.
So if the NDC had a protest which was very peaceful,
that one
why would they engage people to...
You see, it's to cause distraction and that one, everybody
so they themselves are peaceful people, but they got people who are not peaceful.
The first one, under the stamp of the NDC, national demonstration against the Electoral Commission and co, which was much ado about nothing anyway, because when you have a challenge with EC, put the evidence to them. They are clothed with the authority to decide whether we need a forensic audit or not. We can resolve it in a different way. You say you won't give it. MPP, anytime we had raised issues against the SEC, we put evidence out there in the public domain. A lot of reforms have come because we championed that. But the NDC is doing otherwise. That's a different matter. I commend them for that successful concurrent 16 regional peaceful demonstration. Okay? They made their case and they've gone. But these bunch of people decided they were going to cause trouble there in a security zone. Okay?
What makes it a security zone?
37 is a strategic national installation. Okay.
Is there any law that makes it a security zone?
Look at the proximity to the seat of government.
Is the seat of government a security
Why
zone?
Not? Yes.
What law makes it one?
It is.
What law makes it one?
I don't have the law.
There's no law.
No, I know there are strategic installations.
There's no law that makes.
Dam is a security zone.
But they didn't demonstrate as Akosombo Dam.
No. So if you choose, they wanted to go in front of Jubilee House.
Yes.
And they were banned from that. The police went to court and stopped them.
But why? Right? Because it is not a security zone.
How can the seat of government not be a security
zone? What law makes it a security zone? I'm asking.
I don't have the law now.
There is none.
I know there are strategic installations.
There is none. There is no law that makes it a security zone.
That's okay.
So could have just made them demonstrate.
When you go there, you get it. People are going to see. It's a referral center. So when I'm getting there, you are blocking me. What is that?
So that
you make that point. Die, it doesn't matter.
You make that point, yes. But I'm asking you that what would it have taken away from the police by allowing them to demonstrate in front of the Jubilee House like they wanted to?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. The police thing is inappropriate, and the public uses that. And in their word, I thought they said it's part of the security enclave, and so should be careful there. That's it. And they moved to 37, proximity there. No problem. They would have done their demonstrations without blocking any passageway and inconveniencing the public. But what they did, people commend the police for their resilience in the face of extreme provocation. Okay? And it was deliberate provocation by the bunch of people. To be honest with you, I felt, what is this? Are they on drugs or something? Because what they were doing was absolute bunkum. Nobody should condone that. Okay? They have the right to demonstrate, but they did not have any right to behave the way they behaved. There, it's not right and it's not proper. And that's why Dr. Freer is saying, come to the mining area and then create this thing. But I don't have a problem with they demonstrating here, because this is the seat of government, the national capital. Create the awareness and let's go. That is right. But the excesses were too much, including their leader, Vomawo himself, a lawyer. It begged the question, Serwaa.
Mr. Adekoka, did the NDC sabotage the fight against Galamsey?
Serwaa, let me say good morning to yourself, your crew, and all our compatriots. It is rather unfortunate listening to my Gina brother here. In everything that we do, what we must remember is Ghana first. Ghana first. We have a situation on our hands where all the major river bodies in this country are polluted. I went to the Amihere in Cape Coast 9th September, and I stayed in one of the leading hotels in Cape Coast. And anytime I went to have my bath, when I turn the water on, you see traces of sediments, and you see traces of the color of the water being like chocolate. And I was using that to bath. When I came back to Accra for almost 1 week, I got sick. That is the situation. You don't have to live in those areas to have the effect of what the water, the pollution in the water bodies are doing to ourselves. You have children being born with various deformities. And my brother sits here and tells us that for political expediency, because we want to win seats, we must allow this to happen. After we've won the seats and there's no Ghana, where are you going to sit to do your politics? And then they tell us that NDC are importing people from Togo, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso to come and do mining. And they haven't arrested them. They haven't arrested them. I mean, this is a government in power.
Because you told the people that when you come to power, you will grant amnesty to them.
We are not talking about... President Mahama made that statement in the light that those foreigners, Chinese people, who come and do Galamsey, when they are arrested, you know, there's a story where about 4 or 5 Chinese were arrested. And when they went to court, right, the prosecutor said, no, I think somebody said the 4 Chinese had died. And the judge said they should bring evidence of their death. They've been actually in the country and they come and tell us that they are dead. And our citizens who are accused of Galamsey doing legal mining are rather what? Sent to jail. And these boys who are doing the Galamsey have been employed by people who have got money to facilitate the Galamsey. That's what we are saying. That the law must be of equal measure. So I'm saying that if you know that you have brought people from Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast to mine in waterways, and you are not arresting them. And then you come and sit here and tell us that this is what the end. I mean, this is. I can't believe it.
Oh, he said they've arrested them. He said it.
Where are they?
Yes,
where are they? Whom have they arrested? We are here.
He said they're interrogating them.
Please, when we are talking, I kept quiet.
No, I know. I'm just supplying information.
No. I've been in Ghana for a long time. I haven't seen anybody who has been arrested saying that NDC brought him from Burkina to come and do mining in waterways. What about this? You know, Serwaa, it's very sad. Look, everybody, look at what your president for the GIA said. GHOne said, you know, everybody, labor union, the clergy, the doctor, everybody is saying that we must do something about this, because we are putting ourselves in a position where a time will come where we have to end up even importing water. Can you imagine what kind of ships will bring water to over 40 million people to drink in this country? You know, and my brother sits here and says for political expediency, we must allow them to. Look, we've been mining, as you said earlier on, we've been mining gold since time immemorial. We never had this kind of problems. We had Ashanti gold fields in this country. We had big companies in this country who were mining gold. We're not facing this problem. But here, since 2016,
it's 2010.
2016 and beyond, I've got a picture here.
I'll give you data.
I've got a picture here where the Pra River at 2016 was very, very clear. After that,
no.
Now, just be patient. When you were talking, you spoke about almost 30 minutes. And I kept quiet. I didn't interject. I didn't even giggle. So, you see, when you know you are on the wrong trajectory, that is how you behave.
Wow.
You start interjecting to shift my thoughts, you know. So please, here we are. That the government of the day, the DCs, the deputy ministers, the ministers are all involved in Galamsey.
Do you have evidence?
Go and read Professor Boateng's what do you call it?
Boateng's report.
Boateng's report. I didn't say it. Now, when you go to the forest, Tiwa forest, who are mining there? Who to me is there? The Ashanti regional minister. The Ashanti regional minister has got a company and is doing mining. The deputy minister for
is it illegal?
If you are involved, can you resist the temptation of having to stop what is illegal? You are complicit. So do you have the temerity to go and stop what is illegal? Well, you are doing it. You don't have the moral right. You don't have the moral right to stop it. And that is where we are now. We are where we are now. Excuse me, whether we are Galamsey is giving 46% of whatever or whatever figures we are we saying that because of that we should die? We should die because of that we should die. Go to Rwanda. They've got gold, but they are not mining it. Other countries, go to China. All the Chinese that you see, China has got huge deposits of gold, but they are not having the problems that we are having here. You know, so my brother, if we are going to say because of politics we should allow these things to happen, at the end of the day, your children, your great-grandchildren, they will come maybe the year 2050, most of us will not be around, but they will come and dig us from our graves and whip us. They'll come and dig us from our graves because they'll have no water to drink. don't have no water to drink. Because of political expediency, you must win them. And look at what the doctor was. A doctor, a medical doctor, spent so many years to educate himself as a doctor. You go and stand because of politics. You made that such a statement. And he's the chairman of the health committee in parliament.
Let's also listen to Mustafa Gbandi.
Sejame Boa na NDC December 7 yetu afano ama Omanpanyin John Dramani Mahama ebe ye president ejuma no wo ba koso aye before and I want back to and we want to cover China for and we want to do ensure so and we want to say ensure and this will be cast yeah my blue and I want to say ensure someone can say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia called China and of course says the Kamewa and only China for number and woman some pharmacy Yama woman and a woman to go and will show so and this is a Yaba Pump China for the Yaba Pump China for the one that you want to be and this is yeah, my ever two a good yellow ever show so. I know the yes, so na yes, so chira. Bibi. I feel we're about to know. Oh yeah, this.
So you heard Mustafa Gbandi also on one side making promises.
Yeah, so I think we should take a step back and look beyond politics. I started by saying Ghana first. We need to step back.
But that is certainly not a Ghana first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm saying that we've got to a certain stage that all of us should step back and take this political expediency positions in this Galamsey matter. Everybody, if you do a survey now, I'm sure 99.9% of Ghanaians will tell you that we should have a serious look at what is happening to us. 99.9% of us. So if for political expedience such statements are being made, I believe it's about time we all took a step backwards and look beyond these political statements and see how best can we resolve this issue. Because it is something that is going to harm generations yet unborn. And I believe so. You know my politics. I mean, when it's wrong, it's wrong. When it's right, it's right. We need to do the right thing. We need to. All of us as a
But when we have people in your party making such promises,
both
does
sides
it help?
Both,
yeah, I mean, I have spoken with, he's answered questions on that.
Yeah.
But you, who are asking us to kick them out because they are ministers, they are MMDCs in their party who are involved, your party has got people also promising people.
That's why I'm saying that we need to step back. I believe we need to step back. Whatever statements are being thrown all over the place. I just told you, about 99.9% of Ghanaians are crying for something to be done. I believe that Galamsey or mining, for the meantime, should be put on hold for about 5 years. For us to look at what we can do, if you are going to find alternative employment for those, our brothers and sisters in those areas, we should sit down and look at it. It's very important. Because I just told you my experience in Cape Coast recently. And if we are going to just start playing political games with this thing. At the end of the day, our existence in this country called Ghana will be in serious jeopardy. So I believe it has come to a time that all of us, and like the president said earlier on, that was going to put his presidency on the line, and he rightly said, yeah, on Saturday I was watching the program. I thought he was going to make a statement because everybody is talking about this. I thought he was going to make a statement that, look, I am going to, within the 3 months that is left of my presidency, I'm going to take some drastic decisions on this issue. But I said nothing. You know, and my brother tells me that those guys who went on the demonstration were hooligans. It's rather unfortunate. It's rather unfortunate.
You don't see anything wrong with what they did?
I'm coming. We had a demonstration in this country, Kumipreko, when 5 people died. And who led that? Who led that demonstration?
Nana Akufo-Addo.
So will we say Nana Akufo-Addo was a hooligan?
The CDRs counted and
what can't you
deliberate?
Can't you shut up and listen to me?
Fix.
Just shut up.
Why should I shut up?
Why?
You are misleading.
I'm not. Shut up and listen to me.
Stop misleading us.
I said shut up and listen to me. When you were talking, you all kept quiet and listened to me.
Yes.
Have the patience and temerity to also be quiet and listen.
No, I'm supplying you information.
You can't supply. I'm older than you for you to supply me information.
Wow.
You should know that. I'm older than you. I was. Did you see the Kumpreku demonstration? I saw it with my naked eyes. Did you see it? Were you there? I was Nadabraka. I saw my naked eyes. Yeah. So just shut up and listen to me. Was Nanado a hooligan? He wasn't.
But did we see Nanado taking the keys of the police, for instance, pushing back?
In demonstration, there are excesses. Definitely, there are excesses. You see, when your adrenaline is pumping as a human being, you tend to do things that probably is uncalled for. But you don't come and say they are hooligans or they are or whatever. Rightly. So they misconducted themselves to a certain degree. But do we say that some of them, or if you look at the 53 or so people who were arrested, there was this gentleman who was in a jalabia coming from church and he was arrested. There was this 63-year-old lady who was just standing. Was that lady, that fair-colored lady? Did you see her engage in any hooliganism? No.
But she wasn't part of the people who were sent to court.
The 63-year-old, she was taken to court. She was arrested.
Yeah, but she wasn't taken to court.
Well, okay, fine. I don't know. I thought all of them were taken to court.
No, she wasn't part. The one with the child?
No, the fair lady.
Yes.
Yeah. What's her name?
I'm not sure. I think Lois or Louise or something.
Okay. She wasn't taken to court.
No.
Yeah. And so the pregnant woman, was she taken to court?
There's no. As it stands.
There's no pregnant.
There's no pregnant woman. Because the police says
they've issued a statement, but they haven't identified. They haven't identified the woman who said she was pregnant. At least,
but they've identified her. That's why they conducted tests on her, and the tests too, which they said they did, came out negative. So they know the woman, and they've conducted a test on her.
Okay, granted, there are excesses. We agree, but for the sake of their human rights, at least. We've seen demonstrations all over the world. Some of them go wrong. Some of them they are peaceful. But at the end of the day, what kind of punishment is meted to them? We should look at the degree, and that's what we are saying.
But we have also been told that the protesters, some of them were not granted bail because they couldn't provide home addresses, correct addresses, and
I listened to some of the lawyers. They said they came with people to sign their bails for them, and the police refused.
But how can they come with people to sign their bills when the bill conditions haven't been set out?
No, they said when they were coming, some of them knew they were going to be granted bail. So naturally, you make arrangement with somebody, so a family member came to come and sign bail for. It's done. If people do when you are going to the police, the court or something, then naturally, you know if it's a bailable offense, you are going to organize yourself. I mean, whatever it is, we are all saying that something must be done about this Galamsey, right? To stop all this morning argument that we are having here. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is that most Ghanaians feel that something must be done about it, so that we stop this brouhaha, shouting all over the place. I mean, arguing among ourselves.
All right. So, George, you heard him.
Yes, I did. I disagree with him when he said it started in 2017. There are publications prior to 2017 here. President Mahama lamenting on the illegal mining, the Galamsey, and the state of our water bodies is here. Publication January 9, 2014, mining.com. China and Ghana to work harder on tackling illegal mining. March 17, 2014, Ghana's potential importation of water from neighboring countries seemed to be at hand. All is not rosy on the side of the fence. And it may be time water importation is considered. That's under President Mahama. Okay? March 26, 2014, 3 Guineans, 16 Ghanaians arrested over Galamsey. And look at the nature of the water bodies. All the lamentations were there. In fact, 2013, there was an interministerial task force set by President John Dramani Mahama. One of my favorite NDC ministers, Inusa Fusedi, and the Central Regional Minister then, Serwaa Sapong, they carried out a raid in one of the districts in Central Region. I was in the Central Region. When they went, they arrested some people. They took one of them, they led the people to a district chief executive's office that he gave them the permission to come and do what they were doing. And when they went, the people, based on what the people said, they took 200,000 Ghana cedis from under the table of the chief executive. Serwaa Sapong and Inusa Fusedi were pissed and angry. In fact, they fired that chief executive. If you say I'm like, call Inusa, he's an honest person. Call him. In fact, they gave up. It was after those things that they gave up on the fight. Okay? Just last time, Kwaku Baku was asking their communications officer, why did they give up on the interministerial fight against illegal mining in 2013? Okay? And in 2014, we're having challenge. I went to Ankobra then, and it was bad. Pra was bad. Okay? So it was, the water became clear in 2018 when we did the banning. Okay, on the so what happened is the illegal thing was still going. Galamsey and Co were going on. Okay, so it is a fight that when I heard Mustafa Bandi and I heard Dr. Friye, so what was the bad difference? The two of them believe, there shouldn't be mining of water bodies. Thereafter, there should be mining, small scale mining. There should be, because 1 million people with about 3 million dependents are operating in that sector. So, as the people, both major parties agree there should be mining because we have mineral reserves here. Dr. Baumia is saying we are going to get the Geological Survey Authority to do specific identification of mining enclaves so that there will not be trial and error approach. And again, so I disagree. Kumi Praku indeed happened, okay? But CDRs did counter demonstration to face them. And they shot into the demonstrators. These are facts. I don't need to be there to have these facts. These are facts. That day, CDRs organized counter demonstration to face the Commemorating guys. Okay? So these happened. That led to those shooting and all those things. And these people are the 37 and co. Look, what they did was wrong. And so is the courts. The courts. You are aspiring to be an officer of the court. It's the courts that... It's the courts that gave made a determination. If you don't meet the bail conditions, you cannot be allowed to go. That's the police have to go by the rules of engagement.
Don't you believe that these offences
it's high,
they bailable, you know?
So you must meet the condition. You must get somebody, you know, your home address.
But there were people. There were lawyers there.
Yes.
There were people, like he said, who were ready to stand.
So if you don't meet the condition, the police.
So none of the 52 remanded met the conditions.
I
don't you agree when people say that they could have been granted?
Yes,
but it appears that the refusal to grant them bail is a way to punish them, and that doesn't
by the legal process, not any political, whimsical, capricious authority being used by anybody. It's the legal regime that is exercising its authority. Okay, so please. They were taken to courts, and the courts of the land decided that they should be kept in custody because so our justices and co watch these things that goes on. I'm not saying recently I went somewhere and I met a Supreme Court judge, justice of the Supreme Court. What he told me, I was so humble. He told me, George, I watch you. Get your trajectory of communications and your demeanor and approach. It's good. Keep it up. I said, wow, a Supreme Court justice. They watch what is going on. And so when they sit there, they are not judging from a point of ignorance. They know what is going on. And so if you come and you abuse your evidence, they'll base on that. But they are also aware of your role you played in that so-called demonstration. You saw the videos. He saw the roles, what you were doing. Somebody is sick. You say when he dies, it doesn't matter. Okay? And yet you say you are seeking the welfare of the people because of the water bodies. And it's true, I agree with Chairman. When I was in Cape Coast, we had these reports in the 2013, 14, 15, in Tibet, in the Central Regional Hospital. Get these reports, the kind of sicknesses that were coming to Tibet. Serious. And it's because of mercury and lead and all those things in the mining environment. A lot of them were coming from the Takwa enclave. Okay? The diseases were serious. The doctors raised that alarm. It is true. Galamsey is worrying all and destroying our water bodies. People depend on that. Last time, our Cobra, the lady said they put alum in to settle it before they used it to do their acheke and sell. It is true. These are realities. When I was growing up in Chebi, Ebuakwa State College, okay, the water body, the brim passed through that area. You went there, you could put your hand in, felt you see your face in it. Today, you cannot do that. Okay? So it is a canker for all of us. Let's get a united national approach to fighting it. These partisan thing that, okay, you are in government, and as I said, these areas are our strongholds, but we lost them because we were frontal on the fight. We were frontal from 2017, okay? And we paid the price for it. Going forward, how do we collectively come together to fight it? Not because we are fighting it and other people are saying, no, give us power, we'll allow you to do it. It will not succeed. Okay? That's what Dr. Free is saying. The 3 months that are left, let's push people in and then. No. Are we going to ban small-scale mining? The answer is no. Are we going to encourage responsible mining? Yes. Community mining? Yes. How do we approach that? What is the way forward? How do we protect our water bodies? Because almost all the major water bodies are gone. Okay? They cannot have, life in them. Fishes and co cannot thrive in them, Serwaa. And so it is a worry to all of us. Organized labor is talking, the church is talking, everybody is talking. We agree. But what is the way forward? Okay? Let's get the partisan thing away. Let's come together. I heard Judicial speaking. He's right. But Judicial, initially you were all behind the president to fight it. What happened? Why did you go to sleep? What is the way forward? Let's come together and fight. Why are you not talking about the position of the opposition? Why are you not talking about it? Because it goes against the collective vision of the people of the country. Let's say they will allow them to pray. Okay, but you say government should go ahead and then arrest and punish people for doing illegal mining, Galamsey and co. So let's look at it. Okay, it's a situation you don't have power. You cannot implement any good policy you want to implement. So let's not leave the opposition that they are not in power. So leave them to say what they want to say. They go to the pit and they do whatever they like. The government people must account for it and pay the price for it. It cannot work. Okay, so please, this mining, illegal mining thing, it's on the table. Let's look at it and let's push it. It's not good for us. Our water bodies are dying. Our forest reserves are going away.
Okay.
And people, people's livelihood are also hinged on that. What do we do? Should we leave them to starve to death? No.
Mr. Koka, do you want to respond to anything he said? Okay, we apologize. Sorry, your microphone is off. We'll come and fix it. Stay with us. We'll be back after this. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. I'm in the studio with Ade Koka. He's former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC, and George Aisi is Director of Communications for NADMO and a member of the NPP's communications team. All right, if you just joined us, well, we have been talking about our fight against Galamsey and the recent happenings, from the president's silence at the GHOne Awards to comments that have come from both quarters of the NDC and the NPP on the way forward. And it appears to many Ghanaians that really, when they say there's no political will, there really isn't, because NPP is promising something from their quarters, you know, from certain members, that they will not ban Galamsey. NDC, from some of its members, promising the same thing. Mr. Adekoka, you are going to make a point before we went on a break. Yeah.
And all said and done, Ghanaians for once are all on the same wavelength regarding this Galamsey issue. We are saying that something must be done, regardless of whichever political party is saying what and what. And I believe so, that we are harming ourselves if we decide not to do anything about it. Galamsey or gold mining has been with us for a very long time, since, I'll use the word, since Adam. Unfortunately, we've reached a situation where we have to do something about it. And I believe President Akufo-Addo, within the next, he has got 3 months more to go. And it will be something that people will remember him. It will be part of his legacy if he does something about it. But if he doesn't, he'll be remembered as a president who came and left behind so much damage. There's a community mining. All those words that we are using, all those words, it hasn't taken us anywhere. But when you go deep into who are involved in community mining, I keep saying that when you look at the guys who are doing the mining, those who go into the pits, they don't have that financial capacity to be doing that. Some rich man somewhere or some politician somewhere is financing him or her. Because the politician himself will not go and do the mining. You understand? So if we weed out these politicians and those people who bring the Chinese in, who gives them visas, how do they get here? All these excavators, how do they get here? And these are the things that we should be looking at, instead of saying, oh, we have 1,000 or so people depending on that. As look, other countries have got huge deposits of gold, but there's an alternative means of employment, and the gold is underground. Their water bodies are not destroyed. So there's an alternative. We should find out. We should divest this economy on relying on gold and cocoa. These two items we've been living on it for a long time. And what are we achieved from them? We are where we are.
Okay. Let's move on. So there's a new poll by Outcomes International, and it has put the NPP ahead of the NDC in the upcoming December 7 polls. George.
Yeah, thank you. There will be surveys once we are in election year. There will be surveys by different groups, local and international. We've had Global Info Analytics coming, about 2-3 continuous surveys, putting the NDC ahead in almost the first two. I think the third one was almost at par. So yes, and this one is an outcome, a group calling itself Outcome, whatever, has come out with this survey. Fair. I believe in surveys. If you're a political party, it gives you the pointers as to where your weaknesses are and what you need to do to correct them. And so these, we will not throw them away. We will look at them, we'll see the methodology, we'll see the stratified approaches that are used, so we take steps to correct whatever shortcomings that has been put out there. They are saying we are likely to lead in parliamentary seats by about 52%, which points to about 144 seats, as again 99 seats for the NDC. About 7%, 5% of the people are not decided. They will not vote for either MPP or NDC. They will vote for the other parties and co. So these things are pointers to all of us as a political party to know where your strengths are per the survey and where your weaknesses are and what you can do to hold onto your strengths and then improve upon your weaknesses. And that is good. So it's good for us as MPP. When Global came and we were behind, we didn't throw it away. We took it and we took steps to correct our ways. In fact, there were things tell me, this outcome tells me that the measures we have put in place, looking at the first quarter growth of about 4.3%, second quarter growth of 6.9%, it tells you things are happening and the Ghanaian people are beginning to feel the impact of the positive steps that government is taking to ensure that our economy rebounds for us to make progress. So it's a good call, especially on the seats. In the presidential, I understand none of the two candidates, front runners, has hit the 50% plus. So it tells me we need to work harder. We are just about 1 percentage point shy of the 50%, and the NDC is about 5 percentage points shy of the 50 percentage point plus. We have said that definitely we are going to beat President Mahama. He's been president before. The Ghanaian know him, his capacity, what he can do, what he wasn't able to do. So that is no news. There's nothing new he's going to tell us. Okay, so Ghanaians are not going to believe that John Mahama is going to come and do anything different. Dr. Bawumia, on the other hand, is being a vice president with far-reaching policy implementations, and he's got a clear vision that he's rolled out to the Ghanaian people, and that is resonating with the people. Wherever he went, is resonating with the people. Before his election and co, the NDC said if MPP were to elect Dr. Bawumia, they were going to go to sleep. They will not do a campaign. But now their running mates is not sleeping. She's running all over the place campaigning. The president, their leader, President Mahama, is not sleeping. And in fact, he's always throwing tantrums. So it tells you Dr. Bawumia is giving them something and heat. And that heat is actually working. We are very upbeat that the MPP's message is resonating with the people. The survey, we will take it in good faith. We'll look at it where the positives are and then where the negatives are. So I've had the chance of when my wife was going to contest, I got my friend who is a doctor in the Technical University of Cape Coast to do a research. The team they thought it was not necessary. I said, no, it's important. When he did the research and brought it out, my wife was then about 9 percentage points behind the front runner, a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Abani. So we sat down as a team. We looked at where our weaknesses were. We did the correction. We took my wife to go to places that, they've not had a direct encounter with her. By the time we finished, my wife beats the front runner by 7 points, 7 votes. You get it? So it tells you the essence and significance of surveys when you take them serious, okay? You don't throw them away. You don't rubbish them. And MPP, we are not known for that. We may disagree with some of the pointers and co, but we will not throw it away. Global Info Analytics, the 2 or 3 they've done, we've taken it seriously and we've taken steps to ensure that where they said our weaknesses were, we're taking steps to correct them. 144 as against 99 is good for us. What it tells us is that once you control, I remember when the NDC in 2008, they led in parliamentary seats. Okay, so even though our candidate had led in the presidential, they had a message that we control parliament. And so if you give it to them, there will be difficulty in the governance process. And they were right. And the Ghanaians bought into that, okay? And so once we are leading and our candidate is also leading, The parliamentary, this thing is going to tell us that we are going to seal the deal. So it's good for us, but it doesn't mean we are going to sleep. No. Surveys are just opinions of people, okay? Take steps about it. The real opinion is on the day of election, 7th December. That is when Ghanaians will decide whether A or B is going to lead the nation. But we update that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because he has a solid message, because we have a solid achievement that we are building on and standing on to campaign. We are going to get the buy-in of the Ghanaians, and Dr. Bawumia will be sworn in as president come 7th January 2025.
Mr. Adekopa, you must be shaking.
Not at all. Very interesting.
Why?
This is this outcome. What do you call them?
Outcomes International.
You know, during the MPP internal elections, this outcome, whatever, predicted that Bawumia will get 73%. And we all saw what happened. This is a group of MPP guys who have come together to tickle themselves and laugh. That's what is happening. Look, this country, I have had the privilege of joining the campaign team of President Mahama going around. And when you are going to lose an election, you can see from the faces of the people who are not participating in the campaign, but those bystanders, the bystanders who are watching, their reaction towards you. I remember 2016, when we were campaigning, when you get to the Kaukudi Junction, the Shoeshine boys and the Goro boys and that kind, they'll be hooting at us. We have to remove our NDC flags. But the moment they see an NDC flag, they start hitting your car. And they start doing all manner of things for you too. So, these things, I believe, the good people of Ghana, they know. President Nkroful said, what's his name? Netwaba. They will look at their and it is very clear. Here we are. When we left power, the dollar to the CD was what? 4 CDs to the dollar. Today, it's about 16, getting to 17. So you have to, you as a middle income earner, those in the business field, those who do export and imports, they can tell you how they are feeling. They can tell you where their capital, what's the state of their capital in 2016 and their capital now. They will tell you, right? Look at our pensioners, where we even had a retired Chief Justice having to go and picket for her pension. You know, people have died. Pensioners can't afford to buy their BP medicines because they work so many years and thinking that when they come on retirement, they are going to fall on their savings to survive. Some people will be paid 2055. You know, so people are they're not going to rely on somebody sitting in his bedroom and saying that there's going to be a government in power, and somebody says there's going to be a runoff, and you're happy about it. I thought by now you should be winning. Say runoff and you're happy and clapping. In 2020, when we were in opposition, we were able to bring parliament to 137. In 2016, you said you beat us by 1 million votes. And we are able to reduce that and have 137 in parliament. And today, with all these happenings, you come and tell us we are going to get 99 seats in parliament. I mean, what a joke. It's a serious joke. It's a very serious joke, you know. I don't know where they are going to win the seats from. I don't know how they are going to do it. Unless they have some magic wand. Or they have voters hiding somewhere who are going to vote for them. But the important thing is that the people of Ghana, they themselves know what to do. Not these surveys and that kind of thing. So, for me, I say, Ghanaians will look at their condition. How are they now? Now, we have our water bodies all polluted, and who are in charge of the state that has allowed this thing to happen? There's so many problems in this country. There's so many problems. Go to Kolebu, go and see what is happening. Go to the hospitals. Go to the market. Go to the schools. Everywhere. In the morning, people will just give you a call. Chairman, can I even have only 10 cedis to buy food? People can afford 3 square meals a day. When they eat once, they have to go to bed by drinking water. So the problems are there, and Ghanaians are going to the Ghanaians are going to remember what President Nkroful said when he wanted power. What's its name? So if you go on the street, I hope this morning get your staff, your Vox Populi, go and interview the people. They are the rare people. They are the rare people who give you the figures as to how things are going to turn out. Understand? So please, don't let's tickle ourselves to allow. This country is going to change. People are saying, President Mahama has been there before and he's got nothing to offer. Well, we have got a mate who says he's been there and doesn't know what was happening. A mate, he is in government, he's part of the car, the vehicle, and the mate tells us that he asked for him. If he solves every problem now, what will he do when he comes back to power? So by the time we are all dead, we'll be dead. So this is the situation. Somebody who says he's a mate, he didn't learn anything when he was a mate. He didn't learn nothing. So he was just sitting down. And here's somebody who told us that when the fundamentals are what?
Weak.
Your what?
The exchange rate will expose you.
And now when the exchange is exposed, but it is not logic. No,
but he still says he stands by that.
But he's talking about percentage, not the actual figure. What kind of people are we? Listen to this guy. He's a mate. He doesn't know anything about governance. He was just sitting there. And now we should give him the steering wheel. Well, he hasn't even got the license. And mate doesn't have a license. So he now has to go to DVLE to go and do a driving test to be given a license. How long will it take him to do that? So it's rather unfortunate that we are where we are today because of the way they think Ghanaians are so stupid that they are not discerning. Look, the electorate now in Ghana are very discerning. They look at every government. They look at what you've done. They look at your person. You understand? So as for the figures, the same people gave him 73% in their internal elections. And where did he end up? He ended up way out. So as far as I'm concerned, what matters is 5th December, 5th December election day. The good people of Ghana will use their time, their God-given right, and make the necessary decision, do the voting that will ensure that this country will be reset, not upgraded. Upgrading, you've made the thing up. We are now going to upgrade it to where? We are going to reset the country. We are going to make sure that these people, there's sanity in this country. We need to reset this country. The chaos must end.
Okay. George, you want to react to that?
Yeah. So this government that gave them free SHS. Over 5.7 million Ghanaian young people have benefited from that. Their government, allowances to teacher trainees and nurses trainees, they cancelled it. And they didn't post people for almost 4 years. We have had to come and post them in 2019. You get it? So please, the Ghanaian know we've restored the allowances for them. We've constructed over 12,830 kilometers of good roads in this country, as against 4,636 kilometers of roads under them. Okay, 8 years. So, and we still counting. These are matters that we need to look at. Okay, the state of the economy. How is it? There's been challenges, and I did say the rebounding 4.3, 6.9 first and second quarter. We are on, and by the time we go for election, the Ghanaian will look at it. One has been president before. Teachers worked for 36 months. He paid them only 3 months and cancelled the rest. That is how sensitive the Ghanaian is going to look at. This government has given professional development allowances to the Ghanaian teacher, okay, which has been increased by 100% as we speak. It was 1,200 prior to this year. It's about 2,000, 100%, 2,400 professional development allowance for the teacher. It wasn't in existence before Nanado came to power. So these are things that the Ghanaian is going to be looking at. The teacher will look at that. The ordinary person is going to look at that. Who is supporting him to keep money? If school fees were being paid, how much were you going to borrow? I remember those days. You go and take a loan at big rates, and you have difficulty repaying. But now, when school is reopening, your only issue is to get a box and get some shit off for your kid, and you take him to school. So these are things that parents are going to be looking at, opportunities. In spite of the global challenges and crisis, we've never queued for fuel, okay, in this country. So it tells you something good is being done. Yes, he's right. They took the cedi from 1 cedi to the dollar from Kufuor. Okay, and when they were leaving, it was 4 cedis, about 250% increment. It's from 4 cedis to 16 cedis, same rate. Okay, with global challenges and all that. Okay, and these are things that the Ghanaian will be looking at. So I've got no problem. The survey has come in. It's going to inform the decisions that the people will make. I'm excited that it's giving us the edge over, in spite of the difficulties, okay? It's giving us edge over the main opposition. What it tells me is that if we push a little and we put our shoulders to the whole Serwaa, Dr. Bawumia will be declared the president of the Republic after December 7. He is saying their election will be 5th December. I don't know about 5th December. I know there will be election on December 7th, okay? So that election is what Dr. Bawumia will be declared president. He's been made. As mate, he's brought policies that have resonated with the people. The GPS address, the IT system and all that. Digital platforms that have been created, opportunity for young people, okay? Going forward, that is what we are going to be looking at, okay? The opportunities that will be created for the youth. Sorry, today I was expecting water, yes. Youth going forward. So we need to look at, I said it, that India made a deliberate government policy to train their youth in IT. And today, they control IT hubs in the United States and across the globe. Okay, it's a deliberate policy Dr. Bawumia is putting in place. 1 million young people in IT. We're training them, create job opportunities for them to take advantage of that, to move forward. Global access to job opportunities. That is the vision Dr. Bawumia is rolling out. So we not worry. Surveys will come. I know by tomorrow or next week, another survey will come. We may be ahead, we may be behind. Whatever it is, we will take the lessons therein and take steps to correct our shortcomings and then improve upon advantages that is captured in the survey. So we are upbeat. The NDC, we are not afraid of them at all, because with these global challenges, if they had faced it, there would have been wahala. But with all these, as we speak, we are looking forward to commissioning about 30 to 60 Agenda 111 hospitals in November. These are all going to boost the opportunities for people, nurses and co-to doctors to get jobs in these new places, okay? So it's a good thing for us. We are going to the people humbly to appeal to them. Look at our work. This is our candidate. Look at the vision he carries. Bold solutions to the challenges. We are not saying there wouldn't be challenges. There would. But how we solve them and the opportunities we create for you and the generations ahead is what will make you to trust us and give us the mandate to move this nation forward.
All right, so sorry for the slip of the date on the election. You see, they claim they claim they have constructed what 12,000
kilometers of road.
just go around Accra. Just go to Eja. Just go to Dansoma. Just go to Ada. Just go to Medina. I mean, go to all those places. And they never saw the 12,000.
So Ghana is all Accra.
Go beyond Accra. I just to Ada, go beyond, go to Ada, go to Sege. You go out of Accra and see what is happening. I mean 12,000 kilometers, like from here to where? Hong Kong. That's the length of the road that is created.
I don't get the argument.
You said 12,000 kilometers.
Yes,
from here to do the
I'm
distance.
a mathematician. I don't get that argument.
You see, when you you see when you are talking.
Oh no! I just want to understand.
Be civil.
I just want to understand.
I don't have to understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people out there. It's not you that I'm talking to.
Okay.
I'm talking to the people out there.
I'm part of it.
I'm talking. No. You forget about yourself. The people out there knows that if the roads that you are talking about have been created, there will be no demonstration. Just recently on television, somewhere in the eastern region, where you come from, yes. They are claiming that they block the roads, and they are claiming that if they don't come and fix their roads for them, they will vote.
Yes.
Yeah, just 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
We haven't done all.
Okay.
So Serwaa, please.
No, road
please.
Network. I'm just surprised.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Serwaa.
Yes.
So, the good people of Ghana will look at their circumstances.
Okay.
And they will vote accordingly. So, survey or no survey, the important thing is that on the 7th December, the good people of this country will show them the exit. They've had 8 years of unfulfilled promises.
Wow.
Where at this moment of time, he says that November they are going to outdoor what?
Commission about 30 to 60.
Look at that.
Agenda 111 hospitals.
Look at that. Look at that too. Another big lie. You are waiting for them.
Don't worry. The people of Tamale to Yendi, the road, they will tell you, go and ask Opuswampofu or CM to Begro, go and check the road. Tell them, ask them.
My brother, you go and join Baumia and go on the
go and ask the people. Amasamai. They touch Amasamai to Sawam. Go and see what's happening there.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Ade Koka is former Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NDC.
This morning I had to open the door for him. His Majesty. He's one person I respect and admire. So. But he was fighting me this morning.
You must learn to listen.
And
on the program.
My own chairman.
George AC is Communications Director for NADMO and also a member of the NDC's Communications. Oh, sorry, I said NDC's Communications.
Hey!
A member of the NPP's communications team. Stay with us. After the break, we'll bring you an interview that my colleague Musa Lansa had with the Member of Parliament for the Elembele constituency, Kofi Amabua.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. The van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience who are also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge but very affordable. Cost is really affordable. My experience with this EMI awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
Beautiful district of the Western region, which is home to the founder of the Republic of Ghana, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. A year ago, a program was initiated by the Member of Parliament for the constituency that a journey to Nkroful as a way of drawing people's attention to the birthplace of the founder of the Republic of Ghana. A year on, second edition comes up, and this time round, so many people showed up for the one-week event. Amongst the several dignitaries that came up is the former president and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, who says this year's edition is good, and the government, if he is elected in December, would ensure that this festival, that's the journey to Nkroful, is recognized as one of the festivals in Ghana. It will be on the tourism calendar of this country.
The next NDC government will recognize this festival with the title The Journey to Nkroful as one of the official events on Ghana's tourism calendar. This festival will become a Pan-African pilgrimage for progressives from all over the world to visit the birthplace of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
We are here to speak to the man who found it necessary to initiate that program, the Journey to Nkroful, the Member of Parliament for the Lembele constituency and also Deputy Minority Leader in Parliament, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofibwa.
First of all, let me thank GHOne team. You've been amazing to have been part of us since last year. We really, really appreciate your work. But as you have said, I think that we set out to make sure that we unearth a very critical piece of Ghana's history that seems to have been ignored. And that history has to do with the man who founded this republic, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where he was born, where he grew up, the values that basically shaped him into the man he became, the humbling beginnings. This is a piece of Ghana's history. And we believe that this was really important, that not only the people of Lembele and Nzima, and let me say that I've been celebrating of Sajifu's birthday for the last 40 years as Member of Parliament. And every year that we celebrate, we elevate it. And I think I'm just too excited about this year's celebration, because the conviction that led us to this celebration was that the people of Ghana must be part of this celebration. And when they are part of this celebration, especially understanding the works of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. If you listen to the speeches we gave, especially where I focused on, there were two things I said. Yes, Osajifo was one of the best presidents of this republic has produced. He did a lot of work, but more than anything, his ideals and the future he envisioned and laid out, that future and that plan and that pathway, it's still as relevant in 2024 and beyond. And so it's important that we as Ghanaians, as young people, as academic, as ordinary people, learn about his roots, but in doing so, come to understand the things that we need to do as a country to really break finally the shackles of economic freedom.
But the ideals are still relevant as it were in those days and then beyond. Do you think our political systems has created a situation where we have not appreciated Nkrumah's role in the growth of Ghana from independence till then?
Yeah, I think that it's very sad to make this commentary, but let me say that after all these years of independence, we probably should be able to say that we have moved away from that very divisive politics that characterized events leading up to Ghana's independence. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. If you have been a student of history, you will know those events that led to the formation of the NLM, that led to the formation of the Martimehu group, one would have thought, having finally defeated all these forces and having won power and having proven himself and laid this solid foundation that today, if you listen to my speech, I asked a question: can anybody in Ghana honestly say that the foundation that was laid by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah 52 years ago, if we do without them right now, can this country survive? And I mentioned a few of them. Can this Ghana in 2024 going forward survive without Tema Harbour? Can Ghana survive without the Akosobo Dam that still produce over 30% of our energy security? I mean, the list will go on. Or the Kotoka International Airport, and so many other things that are so fundamental to our survival. The question is, having proven himself, ask every engineer, any scientist in Ghana where he schooled. He schooled at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And let the record be very clear. If Kwame Nkrumah wanted to gauge putting projects in where he doesn't get votes, he probably wouldn't have put KNUS, but Kwame Nkrumah's thought was far from that. He was so nationalistic, so continentally oriented about the future of this continent, about the future of our country. And it was so fundamental. And the argument was simple. We have gotten our political independence. God has blessed us with these resources. The only way we move to the next step and get our economic freedom is to lay a solid foundation to add value to the things we have comparative advantage, to cut off the imperialist forces that have colonized us so that we can be free, finally free, and finally free from poverty. That's all he preached. If you really think about it, you ask yourself today, why is it that the biggest headache for any manager of our economy is our city? Have you thought about it? So when Kwame Nkrumah says in the 60s, we need to make sure that we create a system that allows us to control the commanding heights of our economy. That's what he meant. He meant that if we don't do that, these colonial powers that we have defeated will come back in another form, in a new colonial called neocolonialism. And these people are coming in the form of the World Bank, the IMF, and all these Bretton Woods institutions whose fundamental objective is to keep us the way we are. So we can be going to them cap in hand all the time to borrow. So we are in debt. Then they will come and they will set our IMF conditionalities, and then we'll be struggling, and then we'll be struggling, and then we'll be going back, and then our people will be, and then our CD will not be stable. There will be inflation, and no, realistically, any government can manage this economy. And I'm saying to everybody who understands what Kwame Nkrumah stood for, this is what is the sick man in the room. The people of Ghana must come to this realization that until we follow this plan, I said it in the speech, Kwame Nkrumah is the only president that not only did all the things he did, but he laid out the things that must be done for economic freedom. We brought this journey to Nkroful more importantly because it's not simply coming to visit Nkroful, but in the process, it's a journey of learning. It's a journey of emancipation. It's a journey of breaking loose this mental slavery so that we can capture the spirit of Nkrumah and get our freedom once again. That is this journey. And this year, the people that have come here, who have listened, and let me say that I was so grateful to President Mahama for not only coming in this difficult period of campaigning. You know, when we extended the invitation, he looked at it and said, this is too important. I'll stop everything I'm doing and come. And he came here. If you listen to him, he was exactly right in every point he made. First, history doesn't lie. Kwame Nkrumah was basically with few people that were loyal to his cause. And everybody that today wants us to tell the world that they are heroes had abandoned him. In fact, they were on the side of the colonialists. So, yes, they all played some role at some point in the process. But we ask a question. If we want one person that we honor on a Founders Day, I think that's the argument. That's the argument. And so I believe that the journey to Nkroful that we started.
So that means our arguments on founders with the apostrophe.
It's so needless. It's so needless. So unfortunate and so needless. You know, typically on a Founders Day in most countries, what happens is that we are able to talk to our young generation about the sacrifices of our leaders who fought for our freedom, about the values that make us as a country, about the things that must hold us together. On the Founders Day, we talk about the things that unite us more than the things that divide us. On the Founders Day, we project a Ghana that is bigger. But what have we seen? On the Founders Day, we are fighting on who was the founder, whether we should add S or it's just a founder of founders, and we are arguing left and right. Listen, if you listen to my speech, I grew up in the shadows of Nkrumahism. Everybody I know. But I also understand that in the 21st century Ghana, it is time for us to make sure we move forward together. We move forward together, you know, as a country, and learn the lessons of the past. Those lessons of the past will guide us that if we continue bickering and fighting, we are going to be enslaved, and the neo-colonialists will continue to keep us the way we are.
Now, for the people of Nkroful and Elembele, journey to Nkroful has come to stay.
Yes.
Beyond you looking for resources to make sure this comes up.
Oh my God. Year,
how, as a nation, can we make it, apart from looking for the tourism ministry to take the work, as a nation, can we make it a part and parcel of what we'll do annually? So as it were, imbibing the younger generation.
So let me say something for the record. You see this big celebration, I struggled to get even one sponsor. Not one. But I believe that in the future it will happen. And I'm very grateful to Onia and GHOne and others who have partnered us to come. And all of you did this voluntarily out of love for Kwame Nkrumah. And I'm telling you, I'm very grateful. But I think that President Mahama took this in a perspective that shocked me. If you listen to him, we were talking about it, and he says, Kofi, this festival must be, this journey to Nkroful must be a Pan-Africa festival. Rightly so. Every country in this continent, on this continent, in fact, beyond the borders of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah is celebrated more than Ghana. He's in every city, his statue is almost every country. Schools naming after him, roads, streets. He's known everywhere. And can you imagine that Ghana takes the lead to invite almost African countries that we need to set a day aside for a Pan-African a festival to honor our great heroes like Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. You know, it will be amazing, and the tourism potential for this country will be beyond our imagination, in the millions of dollars. Remember that some countries, they don't have oil, they don't have gold, they don't have diamond, they don't produce cocoa. The only thing they survive on is tourism. And I believe that one of the key pillars for Journey to Nkroful is to unlock the tourism potential of these roots of our history and make sure that the world comes to where the greatest man of the millennium of Africa grew up and was born. And I think that we have hit a nerve, and I'll put it that way. We have hit a nerve, and people of Ghana have responded in ways that are so amazing to me. And it has been led by President Mahama. And I believe that, yes, we still have a long way to go, but where we have started, we are not stopping. I believe that next year's festival is probably going to be bigger than this year.
Now, away from Journey to Nkroful.
Yes.
One of the things that broke my heart when I came was the Subrisu.
Oh, yes.
A year ago when we came for Journey to Nkroful, the stream was a bit wider and had a lot of water. Just at the same time, 20th September. And 20th September 2024, we get there and it has shrunk. You must be a worried leader in the constituency to know that illegal miners are causing so much.
Let me tell you this is one of the things that keep me awake at night. And I think that Chinua Achebe's word, "Things Fall Apart," describes the situation with Galamsey and how we have completely lost control of it. And it's a clear indictment of the complicity of the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government. Basically have recruited every government representative in every district whose responsibility it is to protect our water bodies and the environment, to actually lead the charge in destroying it. Don't take my word for it. Just go and check all the reports with national security, with your former ministers. It is as if the government has an open policy that says, guys, go get and make money and bring it to the MPP. Listen, what you saw in Subri is heartbreaking, but more than that, if I take you beyond Subri, and you are in the western region, so I can tell you that even the worst things you are seeing in the Lemble districts are the best you are seeing. If you cross the Lemble and go to Evaluijura, and by the time you get to Takwa, you will faint. We basically are committing suicide. We are killing ourselves and we are killing our future, and nobody will listen. Just few months ago, I basically got so frustrated because what was happening? You wake up in the morning as a cocoa farmer. You have farmed your cocoa for 15 years. And all you see is a bulldozer with some Chinese and some few Ghanaian collaborators who the papers saying that we have come from the Minerals Commission, EPA, we have our lands, these are concessions. We've come to the district assembly. The district assembly led by the DISEC has approved it. We are here. We'll give you 150 per tree, and then your cocoa that you have finished for 15 years is stored down. It happened to one man, and I went there and I couldn't help it. And I led cocoa farmers into a massive demonstration. I think at this point we must collectively call for timeout and say enough is enough. But not that the kind of enough is enough that was called for by Akufo-Addo when he put his presidency on the line. He intentionally called for a halt of everything. It turned out that it was a strategy to allow his party apparatchiks alone to go into the bushes to basically do what they want to do, to destroy everything. And that's what they did. When they had really put a ban on our forest reserves. We've had some of these reserves in the Western region for 800 years. They've gone in there, Akuta mining, everywhere, destroyed everything. And when you tell the president, he say, well, I don't think Akuta mining has done anything. And I'm not talking about that kind of pause. I'm talking about the pause that genuinely must be for people who love this country and who understand.
Like a state of emergency.
Yes, we have to declare it. Declare a state of emergency. And go back to the drawing table. We know what the problem is. The problem is that we must basically decentralize the issuing of licenses. We must empower the local institutions to work. I mean, how much... It doesn't make any sense, for example, to have a EPA guy in Accra and the Minerals Commission guy and all the institutions in Accra. They've never even traveled beyond Apromedo. They don't know the Elembele district. A guy goes there and then goes and make arguments, sees them in the evening, then he has a license. He comes in here, whether there's water bodies or not, he doesn't follow any engagement because he's coming to basically bribe his way, and then he goes and destroys people's forests. No. We have to review our laws to say that from now on, the only authority, and this is laid out in the NDC manifesto, and I'm excited about it. If you ask me one thing that I'm excited about what the NDC manifesto projects, is that we create a moratorium and clean our water bodies and our environment. But more than that, we create a new licensing regime completely involving our own chiefs who are custodians of the land, involving the district level government agencies transparently, involving key stakeholders who are here. Now, right now, if you come to Nkroful and you see what they're saying, everybody's blaming everybody. They're saying that go and blame the EPA people in Accra who gave the Chinese people license. These people, no, we should hold people locally accountable. But more than that, we should create a system that allows the local people to be trained, and that we should have the right engineers, the right environmentalists in every small-scale mining site to manage the system, not because anybody wants, but it's by force. And if you fail to do that, the punitive actions, you can't bear it, so you obey it. We have to hate people who break any law, that they will never even think about breaking any law, and create a system that works. That system to protect our water bodies and environment, and in the process empower our own people, and then create an avenue that when they are getting the small scale money loan, it is not going through some Indian hands who are smuggling almost $9 billion of gold every year, which we in Ghana don't see, and we are sitting here crying for dollars. How do we close those gaps? That's the conversation. And so I think that if you ask me honestly why I'm excited that the change will come, I'll tell you that one of the top reasons is that this government has been a complete failure when it comes to the issue of Galamsey, and that the ideas that have been espoused by the NDC in the manifesto must be given a chance to basically clean our system, reset it, and refix our licensing regime, and put in punitive measures to deal with lawbreakers.
Okay. A few weeks to elections. How's it looking like for you in Elembele?
I think the Western region is. I was in Tarkwa to launch a campaign yesterday, and what I saw there, I've been in Tarkwa severally on elections, but what I saw yesterday in Tarkwa, what happened yesterday in Sekendi, I'm a very cautious politician, but I can tell you that the Western region is already falling for the NDC. And I'm very confident about it. I believe that Greater Accra is gone. I believe Central Region is completely on its way. And I think this election, and that is why the people of Ghana must be awake. There are people in this system who think that they can manipulate the will of the people of Ghana. Wasn't it so disgraceful that even the balloting, these MPP people are scheming, shamefully, they will do anything to stay in power. But as the people of Ghana have won, their vote must mean something. And if anybody who would try to manipulate and disrespect the will of the people of Ghana, they will face their wrath. I know that. The Electoral Commission, we demonstrated a few weeks ago, called for the Electoral Commission to basically open the register for audit, independent audit, to make sure it's clean before the election. And that must happen. They must give confidence to the electoral process and allow the people of Ghana to decide who should rule them. And if that happens, we believe the NDC has won the election.
What happens if the auditing is not done?
I've told you, anybody who will try to test, as Kwame Nkrumah said, the people of Ghana are very patient. They are very slow to anger. But please don't test their patience. The people of Ghana have said it in many ways that they have reached their wit's end. They have reached their wit's end. And so I think that the battle lines are drawn. There are two things. And we pray that the second alternative doesn't happen. We are going to have a genuine elections. The will of the people will be respected in such a way that by the time we finish, there will be no doubts. Or we will go to the second alternative. But we pray that doesn't happen.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable, for your time.
Thank you.
We hope to be here next year.
Yes.
To be a part.
Looking forward. We are now a permanent official with Nkroful. Thank you so much.
A very exciting conversation with a member of Parliament for the Elembele constituency. Yes. And the journey to Nkroful has come to stay. Next year there will be a third edition, and if you're just watching us, remember to be part of that journey next year so that you get to understand where the man who has been described as the African of the millennium came from, where he was born, where he grew up, and where he got all those values he imbibed when he was leading. Thank you very much. May God bless him.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rawlings' state funeral, Emmys Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience who are also watching on TVs and online, work with an Exo technology system which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge but very affordable. Cost is really affordable. My experience with this EMI awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. Let's do some birthdays. Let me wish you all the success that you truly deserve in life. May you stay blessed as always. Happy birthday, Emanuela Bentil at Asin Fusu from Chairman Manuel Chemis. You are the prettiest woman I have ever seen. But more than that, you have the most beautiful heart ever. I feel so proud to call you my wife. Happy birthday to you, Letitia Techi, a midwife at Sefibekwa Health Center, from your husband, Isaac Abwaje Ampon. Happy birthday, Mom. On your special day and always, I want you to know how grateful I am for your unwavering support, love, and sacrifices. Happy birthday, Mrs. Regina Amasosa. We love you, from your children. Happy 50th birthday, Kwabena Boache Echampon Atonsa, aka Prof, Regional Ecosystem Director for IBM. Every moment with you has been a gift, and I'm beyond grateful to share this milestone with you. Here's to many more years of love, laughter, and unforgettable memories together. It's SDB forever from Asabia. Happy birthday to Akonoba Bridget Serwaa. God bless you on your special day and have an awesome celebration of your special day. From Harriet Osei in Kumasi. Happy 80th birthday to Dan Will Danso. Head Ni Townway English Adanse. May your years ahead be filled with laughter, love, and good health. With love from your grandchildren of Na Sekia, Nana Amakuma, Na Anwa. Happy birthday, Jackson, CEO of Graphic Code. God bless you greatly and grant you grace to ace the race. From Joshua Kojumensa of GHOne TV. Enjoy the gift of your birthday filled with love, cake, joy, and all the other wonderful things you deserve. Cheers to another year of shared memories, unforgettable adventures, and endless love. Wishing you an extraordinary year filled with exciting opportunities, new achievements, and beautiful moments. Happy prosperous birthday, Agbenyenu Nora, a midwife at Sogakope District Hospital, from Brother Makafui Solomon. Happy birthday, lawyer Mrs. Marigold Aluti. May this special day mark the beginning of greater things to happen in your life. Keep shining and never forget you're a treasure to all the people in your life. Happy birthday. Enjoy the goodness of God and be blessed. A prosperous happy birthday to you, GHOne Ashiabi, a fashion designer at Joje, from Brother Makafui. Happy birthday to my amazing cousin, Dr. Kwashi Henrietta Enam. Wishing you a day filled with love, laughter, and unforgettable memories. On your special day, cheers to another incredible year, from Sister Martha. Happy 7th birthday, baby Elsa of Sherryfield, Montessori. You're a gift to the family. We love you so much. From your years, God bless your years ahead. Love from Daddy and Mommy. And that's it for the show. If you're celebrating your birthday and we couldn't wish you, well, happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for watching the show. We'll be back again tomorrow, God willing. Have a good morning. I am Serwaa Amihere.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup. Because on a production you see a number of people in the van. And so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets. And so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the track and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with this EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.